So guys, this Murder Mystery 2 Easter update released a lot of brand new stuff into the game, like a new lobby, new items, new eggs, and more. But there was also a lot of items that were planned for this MM2 Easter update, but never ended up coming to the game for one reason or another. I made many videos going over canceled and unreleased items in Murder Mystery 2, but for those who don't know, whenever a brand new update comes out, the MM2 team will go out and show off a bunch of concepts and canceled weapons that were planned for the game, but never ended up releasing. And this Easter update is no different because I don't have a use. The MM2 item designer went over to Twitter and showed off a bunch of canceled items that were meant to come out in this update. So why don't we go over to Twitter right now? So as you can see, I don't have a use made this tweet saying content I made for the Murder Mystery 2 Easter update. And he started off by showing a work in progress of what the Easter thumbnail was meant to be in Murder Mystery 2, which what I think is funny is that the finished Easter thumbnail isn't even used anywhere in Murder Mystery 2, and instead it's this egg thumbnail instead of the one that I don't have a use made. But I don't have a use did make a thumbnail for Easter, but here is the work in progress one that was still being worked on, obviously. He showed off some more stuff, like for example the Bloom Godly set, all the rare eggs, as well as some default weapons and common eggs. But if you keep scrolling down, eventually you will see this tweet from I don't have a use saying concept art with a bunch of stuff right here. Now this is a very juicy image since it shows a lot of items, a lot of eggs, and even an NPC that was being worked on for the Easter update but never came out for whatever reason. We can actually start off with some unreleased canceled Easter Godlies that were meant for this Easter update. You can see a beta version of the Bloom Godly knife right here, but you can also see a couple green Godly knives that were made for this update but never came out. Like for example, this enchanted knife right here, this nature fairy knife, and whatever this knife was meant to be. I assume if one of these came out, it would have only been one of them instead of all three, but yeah, it seemed like there were plans for a brand new green Godly knife for this Easter update. Maybe it could have been something at like the end of the battle pass, or maybe this was going to be the original shop Godly knife before they went with the Bloom knife. I'm not sure, but honestly I would have loved to see one of these green knives in the game. Like I like the enchanted knife a lot. I also like this butterfly knife on the right. I would have loved to see like something like this in the game, and it is a shame we didn't end up seeing this. There are some beta versions of the Flora Godly gun right here. If you scroll down, you can see some more versions of the Bloom Godly knife, which I assume the one on the left is close enough to the finished version. I know it's not the middle one because I know the middle is like green, but yeah, there was a lot of beta versions of the Bloom Godly knife. You can also see some concept art for what the Easter Bunny NPC was going to be. Since of course in the Easter update they did revamp the Easter Bunny NPC from the previous Easter updates because the last guy was kind of ugly, so they ended up making a new one. The old Easter Bunny is kind of just used as a joke now. There's a secret room with the old Easter Bunny right here, but yeah, he was kind of just banished to the secret room while the current Easter Bunny is chilling in the lobby. It does look like they were trying to revamp the OG Easter Bunny, trying to make it a little bit cuter. Yeah, he's still kind of ugly in my opinion, so I'm glad they didn't go with it. I think the Easter Bunny that they ended up using is a lot better, and I really like this new Easter Bunny a lot. If you go over to the right a little bit, you can see a bunch of concepts of default weapon skins that were meant to come into the game. A lot of these did end up coming out, like for example the bunny's knife, this carrot's knife right here, and this chick knife, decorated knife as well, but a lot of these didn't end up coming out. Like the original carrot's knife didn't come out. This flowers knife I would have loved to see in the game. This is honestly a really cool knife skin, and it's a shame we didn't see that. There was like a sunny knife here, a butterfly knife here. I think some of these ended up turning into guns, as you can see on the right here. There's the butterfly's gun, the sunny gun. They didn't release the knife, so you can't really have a set with these two guns for whatever reason. There's also some more stuff like the tactical knife and the precious knife, I guess is what it was called, to match with some of the Easter eggs that came out with the Easter update. Because in a lot of these Easter updates, we get items that don't really look relating to Easter, but they are meant to relate to Easter eggs that we got in the update. Like for example, like the bio knife we got a couple years ago. You wouldn't think this would be an Easter knife, but we got a bio egg in that same update, so it was meant to match with the egg. And that's why items like the precious knife and the tactical knife are meant to come into the game. There were a couple other knives right here, like the rainbow knife, the tech knife, the bandages knife, that also doesn't really scream Easter. I guess the rainbow knife does a little bit, but these are actually based off canceled unreleased eggs that never came into the game, which we will show off later. But there's another beta version of the Flora gun right here, as well as a field gun, which would have been really cool to see, and a heart gun, which again doesn't scream Easter. This kind of looks more like a Valentine's gun, but this is based off an Easter egg that never came out. But why don't we go over some of the Easter eggs that never came into the game right now? You can see a lot of concept art for all the eggs that did release into the game, which they all look very similar to how they look like in the game, except for the Speedy egg. The Speedy egg is yellow, as you can see right here, but in the concept art it is actually blue instead. So there's 10 eggs right here. I don't think the bandages egg released into the game. What egg is missing here? I don't actually know. Oh wait, no, it's the experiment egg. That's like farther down for some reason, but yeah. But honestly guys, if you scroll down a little bit, here is my favorite part of all of the MM2 MM2 Easter concept art, and it's all these unreleased eggs that never came into the game. Honestly, some of my favorite canceled items in Murder Mystery 2 are the canceled eggs for the Easter update, because I don't have a use always locks in on the eggs for some reason, and he always makes so many super cool eggs that I wish released into the game. It never ended up happening. I know this happened in the 2023 Easter update. There were so many cool eggs like that were based off like certain sets in Murder Mystery 2. Like there was a scary clown egg, there was a swirly egg, there was so many eggs that I can't think about right now, but there was a lot of cool ones that'll show up on screen. And yeah, this year was no different, and they made a lot of eggs that are based off like old events in Murder Mystery 2 and old sets in Murder Mystery 2. Like for example, this rainbow egg, which I guess is meant to represent the rainbow effect, but you could also see it representing the rainbow set that came out 2 Easters ago. But I really like a lot of these eggs that aren't even like based off Easter at all and are based off like Halloween, Christmas, and Valentine's events in old MM2. Like for example, this Elderwood egg, which is based off the Elderwood set from MM2 Halloween. This vampire egg, which I would love to see because it was obviously based off last year's vampire set. This gingerbread egg, which would have been really cool, obviously relating to Ginger Scope and Ginger Sight. A zombie king egg, which is relating to the Halloween 2022 event. This heart egg, which is obviously relating to Valentine's Day and the whole heart blade and stuff. This developer egg that has Nicholas, Zylik, and I don't have a use on it, which would have been really cool because 2 Easters ago, we got a bunch of developer eggs in Murder Mystery 2. I don't know if I'll be able to equip it. Actually, no, I can right here. See that I don't have a use egg. In Easter 2023, they made a lot of eggs for all the main developers like Nicholas, Zylik, I don't have a use, and JD. And I know last year's Easter, there was a Nicholas egg with the painting egg because it was just a painting with Nicholas, as you can see right here. But we never ended up seeing an egg this year that was relating to any of the developers, but it did seem like they were gonna make an egg with all of the developers on it, which would have been really cool to see. And I'm kind of surprised they didn't end up doing that since they've done that for 2 Easters now. Here's this flower egg, which I'm not 100% sure if this is based off anything. Let me know in the comments. Is there like a knife in MM2 that's like has a bunch of flowers like this? I guess maybe flowerwood, but flowerwood is blue, so I don't know. But the last egg here is the celestial egg, which is obviously relating to the celestial set that we saw in last year's Christmas update. Man, these eggs are so cool, and it makes me so sad that we didn't get these eggs in Murder Mystery 2 because I feel like the best eggs that I don't have a use makes never comes into the game. It's so unfortunate. I guess Nicholas just doesn't want these eggs based off MM2 history and stuff. I don't know why. I feel like so many MM2 players would love to see stuff like an Elderwood egg way more than stuff like a Doctor egg and a Nerd egg, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. Especially the hardcore MM2 community and people that play MM2 for years straight and play all the events. Like for example, people like me, people that play every single Murder Mystery 2 update. I would have loved to see like eggs that are based off old MM2 history, but I guess Nicholas disagrees with that and he just wanted like these normal eggs that I guess cater to the more casual MM2 fan base and people that don't play every update, which I guess makes sense, but it would have been cool to see nonetheless. There is one more image with more canceled items that I don't have a use, only posted in my Discord server. By the way, go join my Discord server because the MM2 team talks in here a lot. I don't have a use showed this image right here with a lot of concepts for what the Bloom Godly could have looked like this year. A lot with different colors. Like they were speculating on an orange version of Bloom, a purple version of Bloom, as well as like different shades of pink. I think the first one is what they ended up going with, but I guess I don't have a use of testing out a lot of different colors, and I guess he was showing them to Nicholas, like, yo, Nicholas, which color is best? And I guess Nicholas said the bright pink one, I suppose. But let me know in the comments, would you have rather see the Bloom Godly be like orange or purple, or is pink the best choice? Yeah, I honestly think pink was the best here. The purple one also isn't that bad, but we really do not have many pink Godlies, so I think I'm down with the Bloom Godly being pink any day. But yeah, guys, those are all of the canceled, unreleased concept art for the Murder Mystery 2 Easter update this year. There were a lot of cool stuff here. Nicholas, if you're watching this, just know that these eggs about like old MM2 history, basic rare eggs. I feel like even people that don't understand like the reference and stuff, I think they'd still think that these are cool, right? Like even if you're not like super into MM2, I feel like you'd still agree that stuff like a vampire egg would be so much cooler than like a doctor egg, you know what I'm saying? Like, but I don't know, guys, please let me know in the comment section, what do you guys think about all this unreleased concept art? Do you guys wish that green Godly came into the game? And what is your favorite unreleased rare egg that never came into the game? My personal favorite, I don't know actually. I like the celestial egg a lot, as well as the developer egg. Those are both really cool, so maybe one of those two. Also the vampire egg, obviously. But yeah, guys, that's about it to this video, so I'm gonna end it off here. So until next time, goodbye!